Buggy, we're back round again. We're representing Yorkshire. We're going to go over. I think we're in a better form this time as well. We're in the narrative better. We're in the story because we've got the right kit, and it's that medieval kit for me. Are you up for it?
I'm absolutely up for it, Jonesy. We had great memories last year. We had a couple of decent training sessions under our belt, and we had the best thing, and I suppose the important thing when you're playing, I guess back in the day when you played representative rugby league, it was all about how the boys integrated and how they bonded and how well they got on. And it's not necessarily the specifics of what you do on the field. As long as you want to do stuff together, you can make it the right decision. And that was the best thing. I mean, my memory of last year was in the change rooms, kind of before, during, and after, and that's the thing that stuck in my mind. And just what a tight group we were.
Mate, not many will know this, but I reckon we probably first played together for Yorkshire back as amateurs. We're both same age, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I missed that opportunity. I was going to ask you, obviously, the fact that you don't play, and we were talking about this recently, do you miss that? And when you get an opportunity like this, do you get that feeling back, that rush?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I text you after your 1,000th, I think it was your 1,000th game, wasn't it? 400th. I text Jonesy after his 400th game, and I said, you make me feel old, and it was more like the other way around, because everybody your age now or our age now has retired and has been retired. Some of us been retired, 4 or 5 years. And but get back to your point, I think the camaraderie. It's been in and around a similar bunch of lads with. Everyone's different and eclectic, but we all have the same kind of motives in terms of why we play the sport, and we love being in and around each other. And look, I'm lucky because I've got the second best job in the world now. I coach, but there's nothing better than having a knockabout with your mates, is there?
I'm certainly in, and I'm fortunate to still be able to do that, but I'm not far from it, and I know that can't go forever, and my knees are telling me maybe one more. But just tell me a little bit about coaching, how much you've enjoyed it and how you've integrated into it, because it's something that I'm considering doing as well when I finish. How much has it helped you develop your rugby league knowledge? Because you've always been a knowledgeable person. You've played in NRL, you've had a great career in Super League. What's coaching like?
It's this year it's been really tough, mate. But it's all part of your story. It's the one thing that you have to do is invest time and effort and energy into it. That's the first thing. I remind the players quite regularly how long we work in terms of the hours we put in comparison to playing. And it's tough, I'm not going to lie, but I tell you what, the rewards that you get from it when you see stuff happen on the field, or you see an academy kid make his debut, it makes it all worthwhile. And I guess that would be the first thing, the investment of time and energy. And then you've got to be smart. There's no point just training hard. You got to train smart. You've got to diversify. You've got to educate yourselves in other sports and even other kind of businesses, and you take little bits and pieces from all walks of life and from all different sports and stuff, and I guess that allows you to be the most well-rounded coach you can be.
And being a Jordan lad as well from North East, you must be able to talk your way out of a sticky situation or two. And I've always looked at some of probably the most perceived difficult players. It might not be by any means because they're good lads, but I look at people like Danny Brough and Jake Connor and think, I wonder what it'd be like to have to manage those guys. Man management's massive in rugby league. You've probably had to manage them both. Just tell us, how do you do it?
I have. It's hard. I was at the judiciary Broughy last night, and I couldn't quite get him out of that sticky situation we got ourselves in. But yeah, look, different. You have to. You have to. The one thing good coaches and good leaders have to have is empathy. Yeah. You have to understand. Yeah. You have to understand different people's circumstances and essentially empathise with them and know where they've been and where they're coming from and what situations they might be in their life there and then. And at the same time, you've got to be a bit of a social chameleon. You've just got to know how people work, and I feel like I've improved on that kind of since I left home as a teenager and moved to Sheffield and played for the Eagles, and I've kind of just evolved as a person, and that's definitely helped me as a coach. And I still do think there's an element of me that I'm just one of the lads as well, and I think the boys buy into that too. So lots of balance, lots of different things, and and to be as well-rounded as possible, you have to take all these things into account, mate.
And Huddersfield had a decent run of form, not in the last few weeks, not too bad. Obviously, a hiccup against Catalan, but they've turned it round, played some good rugby now, and they seem to have that continuity, that fluidity about the game.
Yeah, look, there's a few things off the back of that. You know, we've had some significant players missing and injured for us, and we've got them back. You know, that allows you to train a little bit more consistently. But at the same time, I'm all about empowerment. I empower the players. You know, I believe in them. They're at the club for a reason, and I've got a lot of belief in what they do. And hopefully we can beat Leeds on Friday night.
Try to get a few secrets. He's educated, isn't he? How much has he come on? Just lastly, anybody out there thinking about coming to this game, the Yorkshire versus Lancashire game here at the Jungle, what would you say to them?
Oh, you have to. You'd be mad to miss it. It was a great event last year at Headingley. I think it's going to be even better this time round. We've obviously got the NCL boys are going to put up quite a performance and kind of before the main event, and we're all really excited. So hopefully there'll be plenty down here at the Jungle, and we'll have a couple of beers and watch the England match after.
Legend, can't wait for it.